How many of you know about Disney princesses? Well, I had my very own growing up. My little sister would dress up as Cinderella for any of my school dances, or just because it was a Tuesday. I was lucky as a teenager because when I was 13, I got a baby sister. We are here today to celebrate Janelle's birthday. We've all seen her through the years, seen the amazing things that she's already done. To me, she will always be my baby sister, the Disney princess. In Janelle's early years, she was picture perfect. She was easygoing, lighthearted. She always had interesting ways to entertain us. Not sure if you all know, but at a certain point, High School Musical was pretty popular. Janelle would bring all the neighbor kids over and have whole dances. They would all sing. We would all have to sit there and watch them over and over and over again. So the song We're All in This Together is stuck in my mind. It will never go away. She would also, if the neighbor kids weren't available, she would put on shows by herself. She would stand up on the fireplace and just go to town. The other thing that she would do is she would set up her art projects and random rocks that she found and have her art rock shows. Now, the interesting part of this is the fact that she expected us all to buy them. So anyone in the family that was over was expected to buy their favorite piece of art or their favorite rock that they saw. Pretty sure she shouldn't go into communications and she should have gone into business. Now, Janelle was always a kind soul. She always had an innocence about her. My mom thought of a really good story about when Janelle thought that there was a monster in her closet. Janelle kept saying that even though she couldn't see it, she knew it was there. My mom's response was, no, it's not there. Everything's fine. If you can't see it, there's nothing to worry about. My sister's response was, well, I can't see Santa, but I know that he brings me presents every year. My mom had nothing to say to that. She actually had my stepdad come in and finish that conversation. Janelle also came up with a card game called Survival of the Fittest. Now, this is when she was like 8 years old. She had a card deck that had animals on them, and it was like a war game, and it was whichever animal would win in a fight. Now, Janelle said that the skunk would always win because nothing could stand the smell. She also had a love for animals when she was younger. That changed when she got older, but when she was younger, she absolutely loved any animal. One day when she was around 6 years old, she decided, or there was a cat that was walking through the neighborhood. It followed her home, and she decided it was now her cat. So when my mom and stepdad asked her why she should get to keep the cat, her response was, well, I had prayed for a cat and he followed me home, so now I get to keep him. Needless to say, we ended up with a cat that day. Now, this cat was extremely loving towards Janelle, would cuddle with her, do everything with her. Now, to everyone else, it was the meanest cat alive. It would scratch us. It attacked our golden retriever. And she chose to name the cat Cuddles. Meanest cat alive, named Cuddles. Janelle traded in her Cinderella dress for books and prom dresses. She has always taken her schoolwork serious. She has always gone the extra mile in her schoolwork and extracurricular activities. She would always finish papers extremely early. That way it would give her enough time to edit them. Now, part of her editing process was going through and reorganizing her entire room multiple times. Then she would have my parents go through and edit her paper. Then she would edit so many times that it would go back to pretty much how it was the first draft. Now, her junior and senior year, she took so many AP classes just so she would be prepared for college. She has a love-hate relationship with the outdoors, which can be pretty comical for the rest of the family because we are all outdoors people. In 2 trips the family took to Canada, My stepdad decided to try to get her outdoors more. So one of them was mountain biking. Now, where they are in Canada, there's a bunch of mountains all around them. So it's not an easy trail that he decided to take her on. Not a good idea. So she made it off the paved trail about 4 feet before she tipped straight over. Yeah, shortest bike ride ever. The next thing he tried was to take her on a 7 mile hike on Sulphur Mountain, up and down terrain. Again, not an easy task. And he told her that they would turn back at any time that she said that it was too much for her. Well, about 3 hours in, she decided it was too much. Well, my stepdad didn't want to turn around. He wanted to finish the hike. So that's what they did. Janelle had a little bit of a meltdown and dumped out all of their water halfway through a 7 mile hike. Gotta love the teenage years. Janelle's idea of a good day outdoors is sitting in her hammock reading. That's the part that she loves of the outdoors, just relaxing. Now, Janelle was always organized and prepared for college. My mom always called her the little cruise director because she always had everything planned out, everything was always in line. One thing Janelle couldn't plan out was her boyfriend, Drew. In the beginning, they were in a club together, and she thought his name was Sean. So when all of her friends were saying that Drew was interested in her, she actually thought for about a month and a half that it was Sean that was really interested in her. They also went to Washington, D.C., where Janelle became extremely ill, and Drew actually left a meeting with a congressman so he could take Janelle to the doctor, which was extremely nice for him to walk her all the way there. Now, Janelle's organizational skills have moved from her personal to her professional life. She actually interned for an organization called Marcy's Law. She's always down for a fight for a good cause. She also goes the extra mile. She's a nanny to two amazing kids that she visits whenever she can. And she's always willing to go and visit my grandma and write her letters so that way she has something to open weekly. Most people see Janelle as an extremely kind and generous individual, but to me, she will always be a princess. She has grown from a baby with hair that sticks straight out to a young lady who will do great things. I am so proud, and I can't wait to see what the future has in store for you. Not many people can say that they know a Disney princess, but I can. Happy birthday, Janelle. We love you.